Welcome back, everyone. Welcome back for another episode of Parkour. You guys are here tuning into our Firestorm Freerunning YouTube channel. This is our series called Firestorm at Home. We're very excited to bring you some at-home workouts so that way you guys have an opportunity to increase your physical capacity, even though you can't go outside and train currently. We're not supposed to, really. Now, today, for our class, we're going to be going over two separate things. That's going to be our dynos, or our cat climbs, and our ability to jump from cat climb to cat climb. Obviously, I'm not going to be here doing that on my furniture, but I do have some cool workouts that are going to help us. So today's workout focus, our first one will be our dynos. Our second one is going to actually be our balance, and how we can manage ourselves over one foot or with our weight in and out of that balance. So we are going to need, for our workouts today, I have my trusty dusty chair. Love my chair. Cats do too. They chew on it and destroy it. Hopefully they don't get in the way during my workout today. Now, if you guys don't have a chair like this one that's kind of low, you might have a couch that's kind of low. You guys might also have, like a workout, like a fitness block, like one of those jumping boxes. Some people have stuff like that. The idea here is that when we're doing our dyno workouts, we're going to be doing push-up jumps from hands on floor to hands on that object. So it should be a strong object that's not going to move away from you. It also shouldn't be so high up that you can't physically push up your hands onto that surface. So one of those things that we'll need today is that elevated surface. I'm using my chair because it helps. Now the other thing you're going to need is I have a weighted bag. Inside of there, I have a couple of canned goods. They're wrapped up with a jacket and a towel, so that way they're nice and padded. It's about 15 pounds or so right now, so it's not too crazy. It's enough that I can hold. I just used a backpack that I tied the straps out of the way from. So that's everything you're going to need for our workout today. Elevated surface, weighted bag. I'm standing on a yoga mat, but honestly, I don't even need this here today. So I'm going to get rid of it. I feel like it may become more of an issue when I'm starting to do some of my push-ups and workouts that I'm doing. So just going to go ahead and take that and fold it up and set it out of the way for right now. Perfect. Now, my furniture and my equipment are all ready. I am going to go on ahead and get started with my class today. Taking a nice strong stance, fairly wide in the feet. I'd say about your shoulders width, maybe a little bit wider than that. Good posture, chin is up, spine is strong. Chin is going to go from our centered neutral position over to our shoulder, and then down, across our chest, up to our opposite shoulder, back and forth, just like that. Try not to let your posture fall apart. Make sure you're not shrugging, you're not bringing your shoulders up to your chin. Instead, you're bringing your chin over to your shoulder and your chest. Something you can do that will help you to maintain your posture is put your hands behind your back. I even like to hold my hands like so, hold myself up in a nice strong posture, and then do my neck roll. Very nice. Good stuff. Alright guys, we're going to stop with our neck mobility and move into our shoulders. We're going to release those hands from behind our back, bring them just towards the center of our front here. We're going to bring our shoulder, not just our shoulder though, but our shoulder and our shoulder blade, that big bone in the back of that. We're going to lift both of those up as high as we can. Not just your shoulder, but I'm also lifting through my obliques to help shrug up my whole upper back, my shoulder blade. Good, we're going to hold that for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6. Did we have a technical issue?
Yep, you're back.
Please tell me if it stops. That's super helpful. So, alright guys, we apologize, we had a technical difficulty. We're going to lift our shoulders up into a full shrug, like I was saying. Big hold, and we're going to hold that for just a few seconds. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and 0. Good stuff. Set them down nice. Go ahead and shake the arms out. We're going to go ahead and do those shoulder circles now. Big forward circle, pulling the shoulder into a pinch in the back, and then hitting that reach of the shrug at the top. Big forward shoulder circle. Very good stuff, guys. Now we're going to go backwards with those shoulder circles. Very good stuff, guys. Nice backward circles. Our shoulders are taken care of for the most part now. We're just going to give ourselves a couple of hugs, just kind of opening up our chest. So as your arms swing back, push your chest out and forward, like so. And then as your arms come across, I want you to push your spine out into the back side of your body as if you're pushing it up towards that back wall behind you. So I'm just kind of getting a little bit of extra movement with the torso. Not a whole lot, just a little bit of extra movement. Very good stuff, guys. Now, maintaining that wide stance, good posture still, nice and strong. We're going to put our arms out into that nice big old T pose. We're going to bring our hands up to what I like to refer to as cactus arms, and then down to our head, and all the way around, following that same direction, repeating that for our lateral arm circle. So, big T pose, cactus arms to head, and around. Maintain that posture, and your breathing. Keep your breathing nice and steady. In through your nose, and out through your mouth. Opposite direction now. And try and make sure that you keep your arms up. Mindful of that posture. Good. Let's stop there and give ourselves a few more hugs like we did before. Very good job, guys. Interlock all your fingers, so cross them. Squeeze your hands nice and tight together. You can even press your forearm together as well. And now we're going to roll our wrist. We're going to go one direction all the way around several times and then switch to the opposite direction. You keep that wrist tight, or sorry, keep that forearm tight so that wrist roll is nice. And the opposite direction. Very good job, guys. Go ahead and shake those out side to side. And then shake them out up and down. We're going to be using quite a lot of our upper body for the start of class today. Like I said, working on dyno strength, as you can imagine, if we're doing cat hangs, or we're jumping from that cat hang into another cat hang. Primarily doing a dyno, you're using your upper body actually, and it's a lot of expedient movement. It's very fast. So you guys are going to see some movements like that today. Now, moving down our torso, widen our stance a little more, and torso twist. Nice and slow, all the way around, back and forth just like that, but get to the maximum of your ability to twist. Very good job, guys. Now, going ahead and twist that just a little bit faster using your arms for our momentum twist. So drive in and twist a little more. Whew. All right, very good stuff. Oh my, excuse me. Now, we're going to move down our spine just a little bit lower into our pelvis with our hip circles. Isolate as much of the body as you can. Try not to let this part of your upper body move while we move our lower body for our hip circle. And opposite direction. Very good stuff, guys. Now we're going to bring our feet and our knees together, do a few knee circles, and finish up with our ankles after that. So, feet and knees together. I like to squat down nice and low a few times, just a few squats and extensions before I go into my knee circles sometimes. Some days the knees are feeling just a little extra stiff. All right, good. Let's go for those circles. Always remember to keep breathing in through your nose and out through your mouth. Let's go the opposite direction. Nice, long, big, deep breath. In and out. Long, slow, exaggerated breathing. Very good stuff. Go ahead and shake the legs out. And like I said, last little bit is going to be our feet and our ankles. So, small lunge, where we lean into one leg. Currently, not leaning back like so. I'm leaning forwards, like here. Now I'm lifting this front leg, and I'm going to make a few circles with my knee and my heel, just to mobilize the ankle. Should feel like there's always some set of pressure, or some sense of pressure in the ball of the toe here. And the opposite direction as well. Nice job, guys. Let's go ahead and switch over to our opposite leg. Nice small lunge, lean in, and roll it out. And don't forget, roll that in both directions. All right, nice. Now I know my body is feeling nice and mobilized, but maybe your body is feeling still a little stiff in one spot or another. If you need to take an extra moment to kind of roll out your arms, your wrists, your knees, your ankles, whatever it is, please, by all means, feel free to pause the video and to take an extra second for yourselves. But we're about to go ahead and jump into our warm-ups, our blood pumpers. So, if you guys need to, continue mobilizing. If you're ready, moving into our workout a little bit more with a light jog in place. Keep your posture up, keep your movement consistent, don't just let your arms do nothing. I like to keep my arms engaged, and I use them as if I'm actually jogging with a very light swing, keeping them tight to my body. Now there's a lot of people that like to do this unknowingly. They do, I like to refer to as sailboat arms, but I like to think we should use our hallway hands. As if you're running in a nice tight and narrow hallway, try and keep your arm pretty tighten in with your body in alignment with you. If your arms are out here, you can imagine you catching all sorts of wind, creating drag, slowing yourself down if you're actually running. Now, we're going to drop down and do a few mountain climbers. So, hands on the floor, push up position, drive your knee into your chest with an alternate opposite knee. Let's get down and go. Keep breathing, and if you need to, slightly outturn your hands or slightly widen your hand placement as may be necessary to keep your balance while you keep pumping through this movement. Good, let's come back on up. From there, we're gonna stand on up nice and strong. Deep breath in and out. Once more, in and out. We're gonna do a few jumping jacks now. So, here's our tighten together position, and our big and open position is like so. So we're just going to try and make sure we get flat above our head with a straight arm reach. Okay guys, I don't want this, or I don't want this. I'd like to see a fully exaggerated reach and clap as best as you can. So, starting in, ready, go. Rest. All right, guys. Now I'd say our arms, our torso, our legs have all been effectively used a little bit to really force that blood flow through our body. Wow. So, guys, I am going to need to get a quick sip of water. You probably going to need the same. So, let's both go hydrate real quick. I'll see you guys in just a second. All right. So guys, we just hydrated. We also just mobilized and warmed up. So now we're pretty much ready for our workout today. I mentioned it before, I'm gonna mention it again. If you guys are just joining us, we're gonna need some sort of a weighted bag or some sort of weight. If you guys have a kettlebell or a dumbbell at home, that's not gonna be too much. Maybe 15 pounds inside of my bag right now, maybe 15. So if you guys have something like that, that will help you for our balance workout when we get to that later on today. For the bag, if you guys don't have one, you can probably make one at home. Canned goods, wrapped up with a towel, shoved into any old backpack, and that's what I did, so that's why I have what I've got. Now, the other thing you're gonna need is some sort of elevated surface. I'm actually gonna be using this part of my chair here, where it's a little bit more flat and firm instead of this squishy cushion here. But I'm going to be jumping my hands from the floor up onto that for a part of our workout today. Setting that cushion out of the way. If you guys have your couch, if you want to move your couch cushion off the same way, it's a very good idea. It's super helpful. We're going to use this for dynos. We're going to use this for balance. Now I'm going to get started pretty much with a push-up position at the base of that elevated space, where I'm going to be trying to get my hands up and onto that. We're going to start very simply with just a few climb ups. We're going to be starting in that push-up position. So I'm down nice and low, holding myself strong, lateral. I'm going to pick one hand up, pick my other hand up, push myself up, and then set myself down. Be mindful. If you're always going up one, then two, for me that's left and right, you want to alternate that. Next time you go up, go right, then left. Okay guys? Now I'm on a wobbly surface, like this you can see is shaking. So if you can, try and find something that's nice and strong and stable, or widen your placement just a little bit to create a sense of stability. Just like that. Nice. So I refer to these as a push-up walk-up, right? It's because I'm not actually doing a full push-up. I am just, however, walking up. Now, part of this means I have to be fast. If I'm holding myself down and then I reach slowly, I'm likely to fall out of balance or fall off and down entirely. So I'm trying to go 1, 2, 3, 4, doing this movement of walking up and walking down, trying to make it quickly and smooth, so that way I can get a sense of what I would need to do for my dyno, right? This is just very, very, very lightly breaking the ice. We're starting with the very most basic movement. We'll progress our way a little bit more upward in just a moment. So here, if you want to, again, progress upward, instead of doing just the push-up walk, up and down, we'll do a push-up and a jump to one hand, right? Good. Come back down, push up and a jump to the other hand, just like that. Now, you guys can see this position that I'm in. My face and my head are dipping down towards the edge of my obstacle, my elevated space. That's going to happen. If you guys are at home, like, Coach, my face is in the couch. What do I do? Okay, it's fair. It's a good question. Slide everything back just a little bit. It may make that reach way harder, but that's kind of our goal, is to, again, incrementally push ourselves upward. So if your head is bumping into your couch, then slide back just a little bit. So it's almost like your head is in alignment with the end of your couch. Now when we go to put ourselves up for the walk up or for the jump, I'm there, so close. So I make my adjustment and go up. Now, this is great. Awesome ways to work out and push yourself up and to kind of increase your capability, like we talked about. Now, the next step, the one I prefer that people do before jumping up here, is actually just a normal clapping push-up. So if you guys have a push-up where we can jump and we can clap, we can catch ourselves and come back down, that is super duper great, super helpful. So this looks like this. Nice strong push-up with a clap. Now, Coach, those are really tough. I'm not good at push-ups like that. I want to get myself there. You can always do something like an elevated surface for your hands, whether you're on the chair or the couch, or if you guys are really struggling with it, something that I tend to very rarely suggest, but may help you with this one specifically, is a knee push-up. So if I'm on my knees, I'm not keeping my foot down though. I'm actually keeping my foot up to keep that part of my leg engaged, my hamstring, my calf, just a little bit. Because if I was in a push-up, they'd be engaged. So if I'm going to go down onto the knees for the sake of the arm strength, I am going to compensate for the legs and still give them some sense of workout. So legs are together, heels are up. Right? So, jumping clap push-ups. Those are your prerequisite for the next one, which would be a jumping push-up to an elevated surface. So I'm going to jump both hands up off the floor onto the base of my elevated space. So I'm here nice and low, push up, but again, adjust so I'm not smashing my face. Push up. Now, this will be very, very tough with a high space or a far space. Like I said, I needed to readjust, right? Because I smashed my head or my hat when I was in this neutral position with my spine, my head. So I lifted my chin a little bit and I slid myself over a little bit, so if I bumped it with anything, I'll be bumping my shoulders, not my face. Now, this gives me the chance to jump my hands up and under my shoulders that little bit more. So before, our adjustment was for us to slide back. Now, in theory, our adjustment may be for us to slide forward a little bit. You guys have to play with your workouts just so that you can fine tune it for yourself. Every body is different, so every workout will experience a slightly different sort of adjustment that you have to make. So again, your higher level for your dyno workouts would be here, push up, I'm jumping onto that elevated surface, and then if you guys want, push up, on both halves of that. Now, explaining all of that and doing all of that can be very exhausting. Fortunately, you don't have to do that. You guys just have to have paid enough attention to find out where you're at for your workout, so you can make it for yourself a little bit better and a little bit faster. Okay, guys? Now, we are going to stop with the jumping. We're going to start with just one more push-up workout. I refer to these as chest glides. So we're going to go into a wide set push-up. We're just going to kind of slide from side to side in our push-up like so. That chest glide is really to help us when we have to move side to side if we're shimmying or if we have to dyno to the side of them. So not just up or strength as far as up and out and verticality goes, but now some lateral strength. We're going to hit that wide set push-up. So our hands are out wide. And now if you have trouble holding yourself up off the floor to do this chest glide, it may be because your hands are too wide or because you're not getting down low enough. I like to really get super low, so where my stomach is nearly brushing across the floor. And when I load up into one hand, I really load that weight over that wrist, not in and through the whole arm. It does go into the arm, but I load that weight over the wrist for a sense of stability and support and control. So I'm here, fairly wide. I'm coming over and down, and I hold myself up. I have to turn my hands outward just a little bit as I do my chest glides, but now, I can keep myself fairly low and again manage that movement laterally. It's very intense on your wrist and across the width of your chest here. So turning the hands will help the wrist, and staying low will help the movement. Again, just a few more. So, I'm sure you guys can see by the sweat or the pink of my face, that's pretty exhausting. It can be a very challenging thing. You guys are struggling with that. I get it. Totally do. Elevate your hands if it's tough. So if I have my chair, the higher it's elevated, the easier it is. So down here is easier than down here. But on the arm of my chair, the back of my chair is going to be significantly easier to hold myself up. Well, maybe not on a rolling chair, but to hold myself up and move laterally across. Woo! Guys, I'm leaking sweat. I'm going to get a quick sip of water. I think after you guys have figured out your workout and done all that workout yourself, you probably deserve one for yourself as well. So go get some water, guys. Go get mine. Woo. Hey-o. So guys, we are getting back from that water break that we just took. It was nice and refreshing, at least I hope yours was, mine was. Now, I'm gonna go on ahead and redress my couch, my chair. I am done with that elevated surface for my workouts today, at least right now, with me anyway. If you guys are like, Coach, my arms are really tired, that's good. We're gonna move into our legs for our last bit of our dyno workouts. Now, if I can do stuff with my arms, that's great. I have to be able to do stuff with my arms pretty quickly. That is an important thing. That's why that push-up clap or that push-up jump onto a ledge with your hands is very important, because if I'm in a cat hang here and I need to go up there, I need to be able to go into a pull-up and then exceed my pull-up a little, add to that with a very quick reach where I can then reach that elevated surface. So, no matter how well you do your pull-up, if your hands aren't fast, they can't get that clap and catch you, or they can't get up and get back down off the ground, they don't have the speed, they're going to be very challenging movements to do. The legs, woo, fortunately we've got some good old legs under us. They get to help, right? We're going to do our push-up position, and we're going to do a few mountain climbers in that push-up position. But if you guys could imagine for just a moment, if I'm hanging on a wall, doing my cat hang, when I go to push and put myself up higher, I have to drive my knee and extend through my knee to push on the wall. Very similarly to our mountain climber. So we're going to do our mountain climbers with a slight variation. We'll be doing a single leg at a time for an extended period of time, just emphasizing again the one leg and its ability to float and drive and not touch the floor that whole time. So let's go ahead and get on down into our push-up and slide my chair out of the way. So in that push-up position, again, exaggerating that the one leg will float and that it will drive in. So this may not feel like a mountain climber, and that's because it's kind of not exactly. It's just a slight variation on the mountain climber, at least as far as I'm aware and familiar with. So holding that strong body posture, just like a push-up. Then floating your driving leg and driving. Good. After you've done a set number, you kind of create your own set, make sure you count, or you've done it for a period of time. What either you feel comfortable with, then switch to your opposite leg. So I did 15 knee drives, switching over, push up, lift, and drives. Very good. So, I know they weren't actual mountain climbers. In order for us to finish off, we're going to do just a few actual mountain climbers. So, get back into that push-up. And now, don't worry about the reverse float. Keep your toe planted when it's behind you. Just emphasize on the knee drive and alternating left to right every time. Ready, set, go. Good. Now guys, that's, well, everything for our dyno right now. Again, this is not going to teach you how to do dyno. It will teach you how to get strong enough to do some dyno technique, right? Now taking that backpack that we have, we're gonna use that for all of our balance stuff today. But if you really want to increase your dyno capability, every single thing we just did, you would do with your backpack on. In order for us to move explosively, we have to get used to moving our own body weight, and then possibly even our body weight plus. So, all these cool fun body weight workouts are great. Increasing that will help you to increase your capability and your strength. Make sense? Good. Now, we're going to go ahead and get started on our second set of skills today. That's going to be our balance. Now, again, dynos are tough. Didn't even have to do a timeout, and I'm so tired from my upper body. But that's good. We're going to use our lower body and again that weighted bag. So I'm going to go ahead, stand on up, keep that bag with me. We're going to start with just no weight, single leg balance. We're going to do 15 seconds on each leg, and we're going to do a few variations of that single leg balance for extended period of time as well. You'll feel your planted leg getting a workout each time. It's going to be great. As we get further and further into this, balance is going to be harder and more exhausting. So I'm very excited to bring you this slow grueling fun. So let's start with one foot. Just keep your front foot out, or floating foot in front rather. That's about 5. Watching the clock. Maintaining your balance is a tricky thing. I'm kind of doing all sorts of other things with my head around my hat. But let's switch. If you're really looking to practice on your balance, I like to keep my arms out and posture up. My foot that's planted in the ground, I try and think with that part of my body as much as I can. Sounds weird, but like if I kick a ball, I aim with my foot and my thoughts are all directed in kicking that ball. Go ahead and stop your balance. When we're planted on the ground, we're going to switch balance again, but instead of leg in front, we'll try the leg behind us. And go. That foot that's planted in the ground, feel where your weight is at. Right now, I feel my weight over my pinky toe a little bit. My big toe's coming up. I'm going to lean over to the front. I feel my heel coming up a little bit. I'm going to lean back. I feel my big toes coming up. I'm on my heel. Right? I want you to feel where your pressure is applied. Lean around, move a little bit here and there. Good. That's 15 seconds. Very nice. Let's go reverse with the opposite side. And again, just that little bit of movement, balance. I'm using my arms and put both arms over here. My leg out over there, balance. But I'm trying to keep my leg behind me, right? So, keep my arms out and in front of me. Counterbalance. Super helpful concept. But then still thinking that planted foot, making sure I'm not weighting the heel trying to counterbalance, because then it won't work. Nice, good stuff. Now we're going to switch back to our primary leg, our first leg, and we're going to go for a sideways. Whew. I'm going to move that out of the way so I don't kick it. And just leaning over sideways, trying to keep my foot up on my planted leg. When I'm here leaning, I can really feel my weight over the side of my foot. So I'm going to try and press my big toe down a little bit more into the ground. Try and center my balance, keep my arms active. And switch, opposite side, just like that. Nice. This may be my non-dominant leg, but boy, it sure feels really, really well balanced. Some of us will have a good side and a bad side, and that's going to change. It's a variable thing. Ooh, all right, sit down. Very nice. Feels good. Again, you'll have a dominant side, you'll have a non-dominant side. The trick is, make both sides as good as they can. That's really all there is to it. So, we're going to do another switch over to our first leg that we were on. For me, my first leg was my right. Now, my floating leg is actually going to go behind me. I'm going to do this slight squat, toe point across my body, and balance. Good. Woo! That one will feel a little tough because you're in a partial squat. Switch to the opposite side, and again. Toes across, slight squat, arms out, maintain. Breathing is a super important part of your balance, guys. Stability and control start in your body from your breath. Good, come on up. If you guys have ever been out of breath and then had to, I don't know, write on a piece of paper, it's a very challenging thing. Your body's usually shaking if you're out of breath. So, stop there. Take a nice deep breath in. Clear your sinuses if you.
Oh my gosh.
And we're back from technical difficulties. Blame YouTube. Now, alright guys. We were just breathing. Because like I was saying, if you've ever been out of breath, you've had to write something down, you get shaky. You lose your stability when you are out of breath. So deep breathing is an important part of keeping your stability when we're balancing. So deep breath in. And out. Good stuff. Now, we are going to go on ahead and grab our bag. One of the things that we're going to do now is a few extended one-leg balances, but while we're there on the one leg, we're going to be moving that weight across into different places over that foot. Right, guys? So, we're going to have front, left, right, and reverse is going to be a very challenging one. If you guys have got it, then that's going to be a great time. And if you fall out of your balance at any point, just go on ahead and pick yourself back on up and try and get right away back into that balance and that engagement. So, on the right foot, I'll start with both hands on my weight. It's going to be in front of me, and I'm on a single leg balance. So we'll start with weight in front. I'm starting on my right foot. Weight in front. Let's go weight to the right on the right leg. Ooh. All right, let's go hands behind us. Both hands on that backpack. Oh my goodness. If you need to, you can hold onto the straps for that reverse run. And we're grabbing with both hands. Where your floating leg goes, where it counterbalances, that's fine. Just keep it off the floor for right now. Good. And left. Ugh. You guys may see that my floating leg counterbalances goes to that crossbody position. That's partially because this weight is way over here. So now I'm trying to keep my chest in the center and balance with the outer end of my appendage, my foot, my arm, however I need to. Trying to keep that weight up is going to make everything harder. So I'm kind of keeping my weight low so that I can keep my balance going. And back to the front. Good, come on down. Out, right? Right? Just out. The top of the calf, just a little bit out, a little bit, and that's a good thing. We're going to switch over to our opposite leg and do just like we did. Front, side, reverse, side. So, ready? Got my eyes on the clock, make sure our counts are even, and lift. Good. So, again, we started with that front hold. I was on my right planted, now I'm on my left planted. When I was on my right, my first side hold was my right. Since I'm on my left, we're about to switch to our first side hold here. I'm going to go side hold to my left. Oh. Counterbalance, use the leg, use the arm, use the posture. Still breathing, nice and slow. Long, deep breath. Woo. And let's go reverse. Nice. Moving fast can make this a very challenging thing to do. Now, you guys can see that the bag is kind of resting on my leg a little bit here. Back of my leg, that's all right. I don't need to be holding it way out here like so. This is so much more than I need to do. Just hold that weight behind us. And almost there, a few more moments. And then we go to our last side. And reach, side. Now what I do not want to see is tree. This is a pose that was taught to me that you are pressing one leg into the other to stabilize yourself. And this helps to stabilize you. Great. I want you balancing. So no tree. Single leg balance. That is all. Good, just a few more moments and weight in the front now for our last few moments. Down. All right, set that carefully down and off to the side. And then curl into a fetal position about how your thighs and your glutes hurt. I'm joking. No, they are a little bit sore now. But that's because these are big, giant muscle groups for us that really help to maintain to our body's sense of stability when we're upright, when we're standing. Now, if we're squatting down nice and low, that stability changes into our ankles and our knees a little bit more, and into our chest actually, because we have to lean this more. But while we're in this upright position, it kind of stays in our major hip hinge. So we're going to continue with working out those areas by continuing with these weighted balance drills. But we're going to kind of go in and out of the weight and no weight. Our next balance drill is just a calf raise. We're going to lift up onto our toes as high as we can and hold it. We're going to be there for several moments. So I want you guys to get comfortable here. Try not to walk around, especially after we just did all that weighted balance, moving it around. Your body may feel a little shaky. Now we're just trying to reestablish personal sense of balance. Nice. Heels are up, just on our tippy toes. Nothing too crazy, but you should feel that in the arch of your foot a little bit too. And for those of you that don't know, your foot is a very important part of everything you do. It has, well, necessary flexibility that most people are missing. One of the things that we're going to do today actually during our last part of balance is going to be some extended leg stretches before our normal stretches in our AMA. And it's because flexibility is also helpful for your balance. Again, flexibility in your feet is a good and serious contributing factor to why a lot of people are out of balance. They don't have good foot flexibility or good foot strength or ankle strength. So, good, just a little bit longer here on this calf raise. I know it's tough. Let's go 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Oh, my goodness. I'm going to step my feet apart, squat down a little bit, and I'm actually just going to kind of do a few side-to-side lunges just to shake out the back of my knee or move, draw some blood flow through my leg. Having the balance that we're doing has our knees pretty locked that whole time. And so keeping your knees moving, keeping your blood flowing to the bottom of your leg so that you don't, lock out for too long. I know when you come out of it, you get lightheaded or see those little colorful spots in your vision. It's important to maintain good blood flow, but not accidentally constricting it for too long. So, back to our bag for some more fun balance. Now you guys remember those reverse cross leg balance things that we did here? Guess what we're gonna do? That with weight on. So, I'm gonna go on ahead and grab the straps. I'm going to be planted on my right foot, so I'm actually going to be holding the weight with my right hand for right now. And I'm going to go left foot behind right leg, just like I did before. Great. Now, what I'm going to do is carefully exchange the weight of my bag from one side of my body to the other, just like so. Nice and slow. Don't worry. It's not easy. I just make it look that way. That's a bad joke, especially when I'm falling over. All right. Nice. Good. Coming out. Nice. Not easy by any means. But now we're going to switch to our opposite leg. I'm going to be left planted, starting, left hold, right reaching to left side. And now I'm going to hold that weight out and transfer it across my body. Oh man, my non-dominant leg, I can really feel it in the very bottom of my calf, right above my heel. That strain that's in there is only really intensified by the fact that our leg is bent. So if you're getting that strain down there, straighten out your leg for a second and then come back in. There we go. Nice, maintain the balance and maintain the breathing. And end. Nice. Now, set the weight back down. Woo. We're going to roll our foot from flat to the blade of our foot like we've done in some of our mobility before, just like so. But what I'm going to do is that on a single foot. Now I'm not lifting and holding, I am just lifting and setting it back down. So that way it's almost like when Coach Summer does her pulses while we do stretches, it's going to be very similar to that acroflex pulse technique that we use. So I'm going to go into the one leg balance. I'm going to pulse my toe up off the floor. Nice. Now, this, because it's a little bit faster, is something that if you have a wall next to you, you can lightly hold the wall and it will help you to maintain your balance. But our goal here is not just to get a workout, but to also maintain our balance for ourselves. So help, great, but goal, no help. Your arms and your leg are your counterbalance. They are your help. Nice. Oh my goodness. If you guys are feeling that right, you should be feeling that on this outside part of your calf, in a place that most people probably very rarely felt their workout. So let's switch and try to feel that workout on the opposite side. I don't know if you guys can hear me or not, but I'm constantly breathing with my pulses. Just a few more. Rest. Ooh, oh my goodness. Man, the sides of my calves are really starting to burn now. And that's a great thing. I love that feeling. And hopefully you guys grow to learn to love that as well. Now, last thing that we're going to do with our weighted bag again is a couple of calf raises, just normal calf raises. You can hold your bag however you want, but what I would like you to not do, don't wear your bag. Okay guys? I'd much rather you engage yourself by holding it, using it with your arms, front, side, back, two hands, one hand, however you guys would like. I'm just going to hold mine right here, do a few calf raises. They are pretty explosive, very fast calf raises. Not like the slow and controlled ones that we've done before. This is for that big jumping potential, almost like we're adding these as part of our dyno workout. I'm on just a few more. And rest. Oh my goodness. Thank you, bag. You've been very, very, very helpful. Thank you. Let's set that back down out of the way. Woo. And like I said, we're going to do a few extended leg stretches before we get into our standard stretching at the end of class today. Take a seat, get yourself ready. The first one is going to be for our ankles because we just did a bunch with those. It's not a normal ankle roll. We're actually just going to pull and hold on a part of our ankle. Now, I am pushing slightly through my heel while pulling through my toe. So I'm grabbing my toe here, and I'm putting my hand in my foot and my heel, and I'm pushing through that to stretch out this whole top front part of my foot here. Just push that through, stretch it out just that little bit, and breathe and relax. Good, and we're going to go the opposite direction now, so I'm going to grab onto my toes and lift here, just like so. Now what I'm also going to do is squeeze where my Achilles tendon, this real strong, little lengthy thing, comes off the back of my heel, I'm going to squeeze that really hard while I do this pull on my toe. So grab that, squeeze that. I like to squeeze it with my thumb. It's a very strong finger. Squeeze that, and then pull. Summer's looking at me like your thumb is not a finger. Guys, let us know in the comments. Think your thumb is a finger? Is it? It's a digit? See? I don't know. Let's hear what you guys think. So I was under the impression that toes are also digits. So that means that a digit can be multiple things, but multiple things can't be a digit? I don't know. We'll see. Or vice versa. Just watch it. Swip it. Ugh. Alright. Alright. Whew. Oh my goodness. That ankle, real stretched out, real intense. Switch to the opposite side. Again, push on the heel and pull on the toe. And then opposite, we're going to pull on the toe and squeeze the Achilles tendon. So push and pull. Push and pull. Nice. You guys may feel like one of your legs needs a little bit more stretch than the other. That's okay. Totally happens sometimes. I understand. I feel like because my right is my dominant leg, I'm often doing stuff with it. And so at the end of the day, it's either a little bit more exhausted or is a little bit more stiff. And switch to your opposite stretch. So I personally take a little bit of extra time stretching out my right. But I try not to, do too much because I don't want to create an imbalance in my body. I don't want to become super flexible on one side, not have that matching flexibility on my opposite side. So when I do these little stretches like this, if I am doing one side more than the other, it's 10 to 1 because that one side is my more tense or more tightly, choked up side. And I need to stretch it a little bit more so that it can be pulled on. Woo! Alrighty, good stuff. I'm going to shake those legs out just a little bit. Now putting that extra pressure in and through the ankle is what I like to consider a deep stretch, right? I've pushed myself further than I would have gone under normal circumstances. Drink a very big, deep drink of water because we did a deep stretch for our ankles. Hydrate yourself seriously. And we're going to come back from that hydration to get started with our end of class stretches. I'm going to get a quick sip for myself. You guys, go ahead and get yours. Come on back. Call this the dog's approach to finding your stretching space. Perfect. So, it wasn't comfy enough without a couple of circles. Trust and believe, I learned it from every dog I've ever met. Now, you guys, go on ahead and take a seat. We're going to get ready for some stretches. We're going to sit down crisscross applesauce. A few nice deep breaths. Strong spinal posture. Chin and chest are up. Deep breath in. And out. And again, deep breath in. And out. And like I said, if you guys have got questions, now is the time that we would ask questions. If we had comments from previous videos, now is the time that we would answer those comments and help you out. But we are just going to jump right on into our stretches right now, wait for those.
There is one, but I don't speak Spanish.
Oh. Well, very interesting. That is something that
I'm sorry.
Unfortunately, bilingual is not on our list of skills currently.
Just wrong language.
Just wrong language.
I can do others, but Spanish.
Alright guys, we're going to start with just normal ankle roll, so crisscross, one leg over the other, and get started with that ankle roll. For those of you that have questions, if they are in a separate language, we are going to get a translate and app and get in there.
Power of the internet.
Power of the internet. We're going to try and get that question taken care of for you guys right now. Make sure you roll your ankle in both directions.
What is it?
Nice. And now don't uncross that leg. We're actually going to go on ahead and
we are back.
we are going to go on ahead and stretch out our toes as well. So grab a hold of the toe. I like to really curl that toe in towards the ball of my foot and just squeeze that and hold that. Apply pressure through my hand. Stretch out the top of the foot into this little toe knuckles. And then opposite direction, grab the toe. And I actually even push right above the bridge of the foot up here, just like that. Seems like we are currently having a little bit of an issue translating and determining the question.
No, I got it. It wasn't a question.
Oh, nifty. Unfortunate.
Yep.
Nice. Good stuff. Go ahead and switch to the opposite foot. Is it content that's appropriate for the channel?
Yeah, just don't want to talk about it.
Super cool.
It's the whole thing of if you
Switch
don't
leg.
have anything nice to say, don't say it at all.
Ah, interesting.
Yeah.
Switch the leg and roll the ankle out. Don't forget, roll the ankle in both directions. We did do quite a lot of leg workout. Nice, and really stretch that toe back in, curl that toe and grab it and pull it in. Nice. Deep toe stretch in the bottom of the foot. You should feel a little bit of stretch in the arch of the foot as well. Nice, good. And then push the toes. And I even like to, when I push on the toe, I counteractively push right above it at the top of the knuckle on the top of the foot here. Helps to stretch out that toe just that little bit more. That way I know I'm pulling on my toe and not pulling on my foot. Good stuff. Alright, we're going to go into a nice wide straddle. Our hips were something that we used quite a lot for our balance. Like I said, our hips and our glutes. We're really actively a big part of the hinges that help to control our balance. So from this straddle, we're just going to reach one side and the other, just bouncing back and forth for a few moments. And then we're going to dip to one side and hold. Good, nice bounces. We're going to go ahead and dip and hold. I physically grab my leg, grabbing around the back of my knee, grabbing around the side of my foot, pulling into that hold. And switch. And release. And we're going to keep our knees wide but butterfly our feet in. Pull those in just a little deeper if we can. Flap those wings out just a few times. Really moving the interior of the hip flexor a little bit. A few nice deep breaths. Great, and go on ahead and stick the legs out and shake the legs on out. Guys, we are just about all done. We do really appreciate questions during the Ask Me Anything portion of our lessons. Those are super helpful. Comments are always great, and if they're in our primary language, that's even more helpful, so that way I can help to communicate back and forth with you guys. If you have a criticism of our show, or of our live stream, that is something that I would suggest that you send to us in an email. That way we can, take that into a more serious account. Because if you guys have feelings about our show or the way that we're conducting our show, we want to let you know that as a part of our community, we care and we're willing to talk about it. So, thanks guys. We won a wonderful episode that we had today. This was Parkour episode 20. Lots of cool fun workouts. We did balance workouts and dyno strength today. And again, I hope you guys have a wonderful day. Stay safe and be nice to each other. Thanks, guys.